The Nimble with Numbers team presents Chalked Blocked with Bo Big Time McBrayer.
I gotta know what a $5 shake tastes like.
That's hot. That's hot.
I want winning, folks. You don't know diddly.
And his partner, Scott Stag Simpson.
Do you know who I am?
Trying to put Tiger Bomb on this jungle's nuts.
That's cute. I remember when I had my first beer.
I gotta catch a glimpse of these warlocks. Let's make a move. Let's make a move. Let's make a move.
Hey, you guys, welcome back to Chalk Blocked, the world's sexiest DFS show for now. I am Bo McBrayer, as always, joined alongside Scott Stack Simpson at Nimble W Numbers. This is a Nimble with Numbers YouTube production. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and give that bell a tickle so you get notified when we go live. This is Week 15. The season-long fantasy playoffs have begun, which means only one thing for us DFS players. The lobbies are full of fresh meat. All those guys that didn't make the playoffs in their season-long leagues.
So many.
There's so many. They're going to look for the refuge of the DFS lobbies, and I have to say that there is no refuge to be had unless you take our advice.
Right, unless you block the chalk. That's a great intro. You're looking sexy, by the way. I got a haircut today. You got a haircut this week. It's Christmas season for us. In a week, we got to look good for the ladies, as obvious.
Yeah, it's for the ladies. It's for the ladies.
Right.
But the ladies. Yeah, I was like a month overdue. I was like shaggy, and it was actually affecting my mental health. I was so shaggy. My hair, like, it's something about getting a haircut is just therapeutic. It's nice. Yeah. And when you go overdue for a haircut, it goes the opposite way. It makes you feel down about yourself.
Yeah, and when you're your own barber, which I have been for the last 35 years, you feel like an asshole when you don't cut your own hair. It's your own fault too, so it kind of compounds. But we're looking beautiful, ready to rock and roll. We had a great week last week. Bo actually was the GPP Bang Bro of the week between myself, Mike Collins, and Bo. 2 in a row, actually. Don't want to not prop him up there when he crushes it. So
2 out of 3. I didn't win the week before.
Oh, okay, 2 out of 3.
2 out of 3, but I'm running hot. And a lot, pretty much everything that I said would happen last week did happen, which really helps in DFS if you make bold predictions and they come true.
Yeah, no, for sure. Please also go follow Chalk Blocked on Twitter. We're getting our numbers up there. We're almost around 400. There you can find me, Nimble W Numbers, and then, of course, Bo_McBigtime, Bo McBrayer on Twitter. He's everywhere. We're also having some, little birdies are going to be visiting us soon. I streamlined, Bo. I want everyone to know that I'm a fantasy millionaire and I'm a Chalk Blocked analyst. That's what I do. I got the fantasy analyst stuff there, the DFS analyst, and then I got the YouTube for both of our channels there that we rock with. So, yeah, trying to get the people what they want. And speaking of that, do go follow Mr. Bo McBigtime here, and then he's got his link tree in. You can get all his merch, all his big time flavor code, delicious stuff. Might not get there in time for the Christmas season, but maybe New Year's. Yeah.
I'll try to get. I just got an order from Canada. Our friend Dave from Canada placed an order. I don't know that it'll get there by Christmas because it's to Canada and it's a little bit longer shipping time. But he's a return customer, so maybe he's just looking to replenish his own supply.
Yeah. Sometimes you do get high on your own supply. It's kind of how it works at times. Yeah.
I've been living on my own supply.
I know, dude. I gotta say, I loved your supply. It was great when I came over there.
Hey, man, NorCal, shout out.
Yeah, drink. Oh, yeah. Every time you got to drink. I'm gonna, say
the rules. Rules is
right,
rules.
I can't tell other people to drink and not do it myself. So, but here's what I am drinking. I am drinking the Farm Gross. And it's I think it's a 12-year single malt. No, it's a blended. It's a blended Scotch whiskey. So, shalance, everybody. Hope you have a good one. Let's get into this game. Detroit visiting the New York Jets, but not just the New York Jets. The Zach Wilson led jacked up New York Jets.
The Jack Wilson Bowl.
The Jack Wilsons. Yeah, basically the Jack Wilsons. So. I mean, it just downgrades almost every player in this whole game except
not Jared Goff was already downgraded because he's
I
facing
know.
the best secondary. So yeah, this obliterates this entire game. Maybe except for the running backs. I think that the running backs are playable here. Zonovan Knight not as appealing because you're gonna see a loaded box with Zach Wilson at quarterback. That's just science. That's just science. You load the box and you force that guy to try to beat you, and usually he beats himself. It's a travesty. Mike White, broken ribs. I guess he has multiple fractured ribs, and so that's why the doctors would not clear him. I don't blame them.
He tried to sneak in and play. It's ridiculous.
He snuck in twice last game with broken ribs, and after the game, he said he was going to have to be peeled off the field.
That's the kind of guy I want quarterbacking my team. You kind of think if Zach Wilson injured one of his ribs, he probably wouldn't play again. So, Jets Nation, here's fingers crossed.
Yeah,
kidding.
I was looking for an Elijah Moore edge this week at 3,600, but maybe in a really large field, GPP might throw him in the pool, but he went from something to nothing instantly with that news.
Yeah. Well, what do you think, though, about DeAndre Swift, particularly his 2% projected rostership? Like we're seeing right now, the Colts in an anti-game script that, maybe people didn't see coming 30-0.
I saw it coming.
36, something like that, right? You did see it coming, but not everybody. So is DeAndre maybe the nuts in this at 2%, and the Jets defense in general is kind of fade them all?
No, that's what's the rule, Scott? Recite the rule.
Always play DeAndre Swift. And if he's priced down, you definitely play DeAndre Swift.
If he's leveraged, you definitely play him too.
Yeah. Yeah. Andrew has a good question too. Any Conklin resurgence? We saw Conklin with Wilson. I was kind of his buddy.
Yeah, that's kind of what I did was I threw a Conklin into the tight end pool because with Mike White, who's looking more vertically, he kind of overlooked Tyler Conklin quite a bit more than Wilson did. Wilson was responsible for Conklin's best game this year, the one where he scored 2 touchdowns. That it was one performance in the middle of a bunch of mediocre performances for Conklin, but the tight end position's so crappy that, Conklin's cheap, 3,100. Nobody's going to really have him. He's not going to be popular. And Detroit's not great against tight ends. So it seems like it's a good play, but this whole game just got gross overnight.
Yeah. The only reason I'm begging, in DFS, I cannot play Jared Goff, but in season long, he's all I got. It's Jared Goff or Ryan Tannehill. So, we'll talk about Tannehill at the end. Then you can give me your answer at the end because I've got Amon-Ra St. Brown on my season-long team. So I've got to stack him. If I do, it might just be a double dose of nothing because Justin Jefferson's hurt, and I have him there too. So it might not even matter. But we'll get your answer at the end. Let's jump over to this next game. 49.5 point total. 14% rostership for Patty Mahomes. What do you think about this?
It's hard for me to see the upside this week with Mahomes, especially when he's really, really, really chalky. I don't like this matchup because Houston's secondary is outstanding. It's not just okay. It's not just a disparity between how bad their run defense is. This is a bad matchup for the Chiefs. And no, they're not going to lose to the Texans. They're not going to show up as flat as the Cowboys did. I would at least hope not. But I think this game is a lot closer than people give it credit for. Houston is a bad team, but they hardly ever get blown out. This is a team with a good secondary, and when teams can cover the pass in this day and age in football, they're going to keep games pretty close. It's Patrick Mahomes in a cash game, sure, but for GPP, I'm a full fade on Mahomes this week because he will not have the upside with his receiving weapons being that bad other than Kelsey. He has nobody to throw to that's talented enough to overcome how good this secondary is for Houston. And only reason I'm saying a little bit of a hedge it even a little bit is because of the Derek Stingley injury. So it's going to be ugly. It's going to be one of those really tough games to gauge. I really think it goes way under the total, and I think the Houston Texans easily cover the 14 points.
Well, just so you can get some ammunition in your guns to, kind of defend. I'm defending you. Houston ranks 6th against wide receivers, giving up the sixth least amount of points, 28.75. They've only given up 5 receiving touchdowns all year, and that's not what the Kansas City Chiefs are good at as a receiving core. It's not like, oh man, they catch touchdowns. It's all they do. No, the ball gets spread around, but it's not a huge, I guess a group that catches touchdowns, right? I mean, you're looking at Travis Kelce catching touchdowns. You're looking at running backs catching touchdowns. So kind of what the Houston Texans do well, the Kansas City Chiefs do not do well. So it kind of just right away, it seems like a full fade for the QB. But with that being said, would you maybe run it with some Kelce at 78? I mean, I think that seems to
you
me
have
like
to.
Yeah.
And everybody's going to flock to these running backs. And Isaiah Pacheco, chalk bomb against the worst run defense in the league. However, Isaiah Pacheco has zero upside. This guy, that 24.7 point ceiling, that's never going to happen. This is the primo matchup. And even if he rushes for 100 yards, that's 13 points on DraftKings because he's not going to catch passes. Jerick McKinnon is going to get every single touch inside the 20-yard line because they go pass heavy when they get in the red zone. Jerick McKinnon is the play if there is one, but even he doesn't have that whole lot going for him because you're chasing points.
Would you go under the total of 49.5 in this game as well?
Oh, yeah, easily. I say this game barely scratches 40.
No, I like it. I'm not going to build any stacks in this game necessarily unless you want to do like a Kelce run back stack with Chris Moore or something like that. I could do that. But that's
Chris
still like
Moore, man. There's your
23%.
There's your points chasing right there.
Oh my gosh.
Although in a cash game, you almost have to play Chris Moore. I know. And I again, just like last week where he went off and was the difference in you beating me, and I had Dorsett. And if I had just gone with what's his name, the Amari Rogers instead, I would have had enough. But I went with a different Houston Texans receiver because of those salary requirements, and I'm doing the same thing again this week where I couldn't quite reach Chris Moore, and I went with Amari Rogers just to see what happens at a lower price and in a tournament way less chalk.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking 20%, and the upside is there for both of them. If you catch a touchdown, that's what I was going to say.
That's all it takes.
All it takes. And with Kelce, you're expecting a touchdown at 7,800. That's what you're paying.
You have to.
You're paying for a touchdown, right? So you got to get that. So, all right, I'll build one stack, but it just at all the rostership too. It's a little bit. It's a little bit.
I kind of like that's the game that the fresh meat in the lobby is going to be stacking up with Mahomes and Juju and Kelce and Pacheco. That 12% number is going to be way higher tomorrow. Yeah,
I think it'll be around 17 at the end. I think his price is just in that cheap zone at the top end.
5,900 for Pacheco is too much.
Oh, it is too much. Yeah, he should be 5,500. But Jerick McKinnon at 52. I do love that. I'll have some McKinnon. I might just run him naked in some of these different builds that I have. So, okay. Anything else you want to do? I'm jumping to Dallas and Jacksonville, which is I think it's a juicy game.
Move on.
Sexy. All right. What I like to do always is to go over the spread. 47.5 points on the road. Dallas is the 4-point favorite, and so Jacksonville home dog here. What do you think about the rostership here? CeeDee Lamb 16%. I'm surprised. I thought it might be a little bit higher after you broke the slate a couple weeks ago.
I love that. I love that CeeDee Lamb chalk because it's not too chalky.
No,
you're getting more. You're getting more elsewhere, which is a good sign because Dak and CeeDee is the top stack right now for me. At least for skinny stacks. Like I have double stacks that I think are going to net more points, but for as far as just quarterback wide receiver stack, that Dak CeeDee matchup this week is going to be big. And then Trevor Lawrence on the other side as a leverage play. That's fantastic.
Look at that. $200 difference, 4% rostership difference. That's a big deal.
Big deal. Just as much upside. We've seen how hot Trevor Lawrence has been playing. And you can go with a myriad of different receivers in this game. You don't have to go CeeDee. You can go Michael Gallup. You can go Dalton Schultz. You can go Brown. You can go Tony Pollard. There's a lot to do here in this game, and I want all these guys in the pool. I want Christian Kirk and Zay Jones and Evan Ingram in the pool because One of these guys is going to have a big game. Last week it was Ingram. It might be Kirk this week. It might be Zay Jones this week. It might be Travis Etienne this week.
Yeah.
Etienne down at 6,000 flat is super nice, which is why he's so chalky, because the Cowboys aren't exactly an easy lineup or an easy team to play with for a running back. But they, at that price, Etienne's upside is nice.
Yeah, it's interesting to see, between the two Cowboys running backs, you've got 25 points projected. And so
Pollard's ownership really dropped.
It's really low. He's priced up a little bit, but I'm wondering if he might be. I mean, Zeke's going to get the touchdowns, but if Pollard gets those long runs, it eliminates the Zeke, in down there at the goal line touchdown. So, yeah, I don't know.
They've only combined for less than 100 yards once this year.
Yeah,
and that was in week 4 when Cooper Rush was starting.
Yeah, there will be points here for sure. When it comes to stacks, let's go build some stacks here.
Quite a few different ones.
Let's build.
You could pretty much just stack this game, and then the rest of the pool just let it be random, because that's how I feel about this game. Is it's one of the most stackable games where you can get really diverse and make it work.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some run back stacks with ETN. Just a little wet my beak. What else should I build, my friend?
Just find all the stacks. All the stacks. I wouldn't go too big, but
okay.
But yeah, you want a bunch of different ones. Be unique, Scott.
New York unique type. Is that how you want me to be? Yeah. All right. Let's go get some T. Lawrence now, and I want some Kirk with T. Lawrence for sure. Would you run it back with 2 Dallas players or 1? Because I do want to have some Schultz in there. Maybe we'll do Schultz and a running back.
Yeah. I'm saying there is no wrong answer in this game.
Right. I kind of agree with you. I think the wrong answer might be not playing this game. That's my hot take. Yeah. Okay. I like it. Any other stacks you want to build? I'd build a few skinny stacks, but I didn't build any skinny Jags stacks.
Yeah. Lawrence Kirk, Lawrence Ingram, Lawrence Etienne, Lawrence Jones. You can do all the things, Scott.
Yeah, no, you can do. I just don't know if I can do them all as fast as we need to do them. Oh, yes.
We're not in a hurry, are we?
No. I know your iPad might not live that long. So
we're still at 31%.
Live, damn it, live. Okay, we'll go one more big old game stack. See, I like these big game stacks because then you got Kirk, Pollard, Schultz.
Yeah, I got one for that Chargers game that was in my article.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that as well. Okay, all right. So now let's jump over to the Atlanta Falcons going into New Orleans. -4 points for New Orleans home favorites. Desmond Ridder, rookie. How's this going to go for him?
Not well. Not well.
No.
It's also not going to go well for Andy Dalton. So defenses, yes, play both defenses. You can play your star players like Kamara and Olave for the Saints, and then maybe Drake London, Cordero Patterson. I like Patterson a little bit more. But, God, this game is gross. It's so gross. Andy Dalton versus Desmond Ridder is disgusting. And there's a few of those on this slate.
Yeah, and Chris Olave picking up all of the wide receiver rostership. So if you wanted to be crazy and go Jarvis Landry at 2%, it's gross. But, I mean, no, it's gross. Never mind. No, it's gross. I mean, it's optimal leverage, but, I can't endorse it. Not fully. Are you playing any Alvin Kamara? 20% rostered right now.
He should be. 6,800 is dirt cheap for him.
It's one of the cheaper prices.
Did people forget how bad the Falcons defense is? Apparently they didn't. 20%. 1 in 5 did not forget.
1 in 5. They remember.
Yeah. So yeah, that's not bad, Chalk. That's good, Chalk. You can eat that. Yeah. Yes, okay. We will eat that. No, don't be blocking Kamara, Chalk now.
No, the only problem is that we don't want Taysom Hill to steal some of his goal line work. That's
Taysom Hill just needs to go away.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I know that you and Mike have had your back and forth. I'm not a fan of him because he vultures and you don't know when to play him. So
you can't play him.
No, you never can.
He's a hell of a football player, but you never know when to play him because you can't.
Yeah,
you're always wrong.
And he's the opposite of Swift. You never have any of them. So yeah. Any stacks from this game we should even build before you get here? Kamara with anybody running it back on the other side?
I like the Kamara Patterson. Or I like it the other way around where I like do the Patterson with Olave.
That sounds good.
But either way, it's not going to be pretty.
Is he classified as? Yeah, he's running back. Okay.
It has been for like 2 years now.
Making sure they well, I mean, yeah, but he's slash. He's definitely slash. Okay, that's good. From a terrible game to the worst game. Well, maybe not if you want to make some money because I do like Carolina's defense. But
so does everybody else, I think.
So, like I was saying, every single person in the world likes their defense. No, only 8%, Bo. Only 8%.
I can deal with that.
Yeah, I can deal with that. The
optimal rate is spectacular.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's simpatico. So
we're expecting either Trubisky or Mason Rudolph to start this game because Pickett has his second concussion this year. And that's not good for Kenny Pickett. It's not like he was very good either. He had 4 touchdown passes this whole season. So what we can say is this is a good defensive play for either side because the opposite quarterback is Sam Darnold.
Right.
And the Steelers defense since TJ Watt came back has been pretty good. So this is a defensive game. You can play some of the wide receivers like DJ Moore. DJ Moore finally not picking up any chalk, which is nice. At 53,
he up though, so he was limited on Friday. So.
Is he going to play?
Yeah.
Then I'm playing him. 6% at 5,300 for a guy as good as your Terpy boy.
He is good.
Your Terrapin DJ Moore is good at football. Last time I checked.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm playing that in DFS.
Yeah.
So what if he doesn't do anything? He's nobody's going to have him. If you're wrong, you're wrong.
Yeah, and at 5,300, he's a nice mid-price player. How do you feel about Deontay Johnson? You think he's eaten by J.C. Horn this week?
I'm not playing him. Period.
Pickens?
No.
Najee Harris?
Yeah, definitely.
A little bit of Najee.
Yeah.
Would you rather have Foreman or
just look at Najee? Najee might be the nuts. Looking at those numbers,
57. It's pretty cheap.
57 at 5%. The guy's going to get a boatload of touches,
receptions.
He's scoring touchdowns this year, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
This is wild. This might be that running back that you're looking for. In that sub 6 range that nobody else in that range looks very good. Like I don't like Foreman as much as I did last week. The matchup was great last week and he didn't do anything with it. So Najee on this slate is very appealing.
I'm becoming more aware of it. I hadn't even really considered Najee yet, but I like it. I'm not going
to. I remember Pepperidge Farm remembers when Najee was like 7,000 every week.
Oh yeah, I remember. That was a good time there. Not really, but it pretty expensive if you ask me. All right, let's build no stacks and jump to a game that you and I both really like. Jalen Hurts' ownership or rostership is the highest on the slate, 14%. Is that chalk you're going to eat, Bo? Because I mean, num. I'm putting my.
Well, it's the first time we're not going to be able to get leverage from the best quarterback in the league.
That is true.
Or at least for fantasy purposes. And Hurts is up there now as far as best quarterbacks in the league. But for fantasy purposes, he's QB1. And for the MVP race, he's the leader. And for the last 2 weeks, we've quite enjoyed having the best stack of the week with A.J. Brown as complete leverage at 5 to 7% on each of them. We're not going to be able to get that this week, although A.J. Brown coming in at 6% means that stack is still alive and it's still leveraged. Therefore, what are you going to do except for play the AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts stack for the third week in a row and profit?
Yeah. I mean, combined, it's 20%. That's nothing. I'm not worried about that at all.
Not for the upside they provide.
No.
Good Lord. The Chicago Bears haven't stopped anybody since they traded away all their good players.
No. And 3% more for Devonta Smith. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that if you want to pivot there too. But I think both are good options. Goddard not going to be back this week. So window available, 21-day window open this week, but he's not ready to roll. So,
he'll be back next week. It was good to see him pulled off the IR at least, so that we can expect him back soon.
Yeah. What do you expect from Justin Fields? He's had a week off. He's on the bye. Team is not good. We know that already. Justin Fields is developing. He's got, 7 passes in him each game. Is he going to get eaten up by the Eagles defense, or is he going to give them a run for their money?
I don't know. I think it's going to be either way. And the numbers say he's a good play here because he's leveraged, but I don't know. This is the defense that tends to kill any value you might have at the quarterback position because they cover all the wide receivers. It's not like Fields is throwing the ball all over the yard anyway, and nobody's going to be open in this game. And it just tells me that this is something where I kind of have to put him in the pool, but he's also more expensive than my favorite quarterback on the slate. He's way more expensive than my second favorite quarterback on the slate. And it doesn't make any sense to me that I don't think he can do that ceiling game like he's done a few times this year against this defense in particular.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be playing a lot more of the Eagles defense.
Yeah, I like that play. What do you think about our boy 3 times this year? Miles Sanders has gone over 30 DraftKings points. Last week was one of them, part of being the nuts. He's 11% rostered right now.
So nice.
I'm not calling for a repeat performance, but the potential is there. Bears are bad. They traded away with Roquan Smith. They're bad up the middle. You can run on them. You can do all kinds of things on them. So
I am calling a repeat performance.
I mean, I am playing him against you, and you're playing him against me. I think we both are kind of on him this week. We're going to give him the chalk blocked seal of approval, which will probably sink his battleship. So sorry, Lofgren. Big Philly fan there, Dave Lofty over there at how you say it? My brain.
Stochastic.
Stochastic. I put the K in front of it. My mind is. I think I read it wrong the first time. Stochastic. There you go. Yeah, I love those guys over there. So I'm into Miles as well. And if you don't have Jalen, you can play Miles. If you do play Jalen, you can play Miles too. Maybe just not play AJ Brown. You know, maybe play either or. Right? I don't think you can play all 3 of those guys.
No, I like just doing Sanders and Brown by themselves to maybe save from that Hurts chalk if you want to stack and get a little different in that game. You can throw Fields in with a Sanders and Brown too, I guess. Stacking that game with a leverage quarterback would work. But it's just, for me, I want to play those weapons, and I want to play Hurts a little bit. Like, I want 10% Jalen Hurts to go with my more heavily rostered quarterbacks.
Yeah. I snuck a little Cole Kmet in there because...
No, don't do that.
I did. And here's why. It's just because he's only 4K.
I love Cole Kmet, but 4K is too much for him.
Well, who else does he have to throw to? There's
nobody's going to be open, period.
I mean, he's going to have to throw at least 3 times. You know what I mean?
He will, but they're not going to be open. It's about completing passes.
All right. I'll delete that stack the next time I go to the stacks. But
Cole Kmet, your stack. I'm just saying.
The problem is that tight ends, we saw it happen last week. With Evan Ingram, who, we did not endorse last week on the show. We were not saying, go get him, play him. I think I talked about playing him. You're like, whatever. But Cole Kmet, too, you just never know when these tight ends are going to get hyper-focused, become the hyper-focus of their quarterback. And so you probably not likely. You're right. Maybe there's a 6% chance. Let's see what the boom rate is for Cole Kmet and just, It's 12%. Okay. Yeah, it's not
yeah. That's bad.
It's bad.
His bust rate is so high.
It's not good. It's not good, kids. It's not good. Yeah.
You probably shouldn't have looked at that if you wanted to
No,
keep
now
your
I'm
stack
discouraged.
up.
Now I'm pivot. Dalton Schultz.
That is ugly.
400 more bucks pay up for Dalton. That's all. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, it's the
There's
guy
better
going,
tight ends that are
"Fuck."
cheaper too. What are you doing?
I know. I mean, you know what? You get caught up in the moment. Here's the thing. Who else is he going to throw to? Like, he's got no Mooney.
They're going to throw the ball unsuccessfully a lot of times. No, they're going to throw it like 20, 25 times, and they're going to complete like 10 to 15 of them total. That doesn't give you enough upside for DFS.
Does David Montgomery get some of those?
Maybe 2 or 3. What
So
are you going to bank on that? Yeah, it's going to be gross. It's going to be Eagles running away with this thing in the first half, and then Fields running for his life.
I think it's also Fields scrambling to throw the ball downfield at the end of the game. I can see this game being like 42-10, and then in the last, 20 seconds of the game, the Bears score a couple touchdowns.
The Blake Bortles effect.
yeah, and then it ends up being 42-24, and but. We'll jump to another game because we could get in this game forever and argue back and forth. But let's talk about a game that I don't know what to think about this game. Is Ramondre Stevenson playing or not, Bo? That's what I need to know.
If he is, I'm still not playing him.
Well, I just need to know what the game plan is going to be for New England, because if Ramondre's there,
you're going to try to guess New England's game plan.
They're going to throw the football 70 times without Ramondre Stevenson. They have to, right? I mean, Mac Jones is angry. He's cussing out Patricia. They got no Ramondre.
Good.
I mean, they're going to be losing.
Ramondre was their whole passing game.
Well, yeah, that's not good.
So Jacobs is chalky. I like Jacobs still. It's still a good play.
Yeah, he's super chalky. But who else are they going to throw the football to? Run? I mean, they've got.
This game's going to be gross. I think the Raiders are going to smash them. I think the Raiders are going to absolutely destroy New England in this game.
What's the score? Are they
27-6?
20. So not getting 44.5.
No, nowhere close. Yeah. No, not just a struggle. New England's going to struggle. They're not going to be able to score very many points. The Raiders' defense is bad, but they're bad in the way that New England can't exploit them.
Are you paying $9K for Devontae Adams?
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Who do you think Bill Belichick does a better job of stopping, Adams or Josh Jacobs?
Neither. That's a myth this season. He's not stopping anybody this season.
No, but the Raiders do hyper-focus at times on Jacobs and then switch over and hyper-focus on
but I don't think Belichick affects that either way. I think they focus on Adams more in the first half to establish that lead, and then they lean on Jacobs in the second half. There's going to be no emphasis on being able to say, oh, which guy is Belichick taking away in this game? And he doesn't have that team anymore. That's not this year's Patriots.
This year's Patriots rush the football. Rush the passer. Don't do great against the rush itself. So, we'll see. I'm into Adams. 9K, he's expensive for sure, but he's got an optimal rate of almost 11%.
He's worth every penny.
Yeah. What about the pay downs here? There's no Devonta Parker, so you've got Aguilar, Bourne, cheap,
Bourne.
3.
Bourne for me.
Bourne's
a great play for me.
3%. It's nice.
Look at that optimal rate. 11% optimal. That's spectacular.
Yeah, at 3,100, he might be the.
He is the most leveraged play. He's the most leveraged player on the board this week.
Yeah. No, I like that. All right, let's put a little stack with. You want to do both of those guys? I don't like doing either quarterback, but
no. This is the skinny game. Adams, Jacobs, maybe do a Bourne run back, but I don't like this game at all. This is like I said, it's an under game. You don't love either quarterback. Even though they're both going to throw the ball plenty, it's not going to get you the optimal lineup. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for the best points per dollar values, mixing in some chalky players, mixing in some leverage players. The whole point of this game is to score the most points possible. It doesn't matter if you duplicate at the end of the day. If you have the best lineup, you can tip your cap to whoever else had the same great lineup.
Right. I will say Matt Collins is 3.2% optimal leverage. Something to consider. I know. I know. He's the
But what
number
has he done lately?
Nothing. He's boomer bust completely, with bust being the last 2 or 3 games. So
Right, and it's maybe he's due.
maybe he's
maybe.
the due theory, possibly. But I'm not going to be playing him very. He'll be
Yeah,
limited.
I like to emphasize when good players are due.
Yeah. No. Well, speaking of good players, there's none in this game. I'm kidding. But the Denver defense is the most rostered at 19% by far. Holy shite! I mean, for cash, I'm all over it this week against you, but maybe
still
for tournaments, one in
block that
5.
chalk. Block that chalk. Defense chalk is the worst, guys.
Don't want a defense chalk. That's not good, guys.
We just talked about Carolina with a third of the rostership and a higher optimal rate.
Oh yeah.
Because Colt McCoy can still score points in the NFL.
I mean, they got James Conner. He can run the football.
And they got DeAndre Hopkins. They have Hollywood Brown, who's kind of banged up but should play. They have weapons, and they might have an idiot for a coach that had no business coaching at any level and was fraudulently hired as a failed college coach. I never get over not only the fact that they hired Cliff Kingsbury in that role, but that they extended him this summer. He's done nothing to deserve anything ever.
No, not good. He had that cool house draft picture, though, Joe.
Yeah, cool. I'm glad I'm not going to spend his money for him. He's done well for himself. But did he deserve any of it? Probably not. The guy's never won anywhere he's been. Never.
He's the Elon Musk of the NFL is what I hear.
At least Elon Musk innovated business in some regard. Cliff Kingsbury does nothing for anybody.
Yeah. Now he's not great, and neither are the Cardinals. This game though, 36.5. It's one of the lowest totals all year. It's not great either. Are you playing
that chalk? Block that
19%. It's so chalky for these running backs.
Is Arizona's defense chalky?
7%.
They're better. They're a better play than the Broncos defense.
Yeah, aren't they at home too? No, Denver's at home. Okay, well that's why.
That don't matter.
Yeah, no, I thought they would get that. I mean, we saw what they did the Patriots.
They got less than the home juice, so this is in essence a leaning Arizona game already at a 36.5. That I'm still going to hit the under on because we're winning a lot of money betting the unders on every single Denver Broncos game.
Yeah, the Rippin effect. And he came in last week. He threw the ball well on his first couple of plays. He got a touchdown to Jerry Jeudy, and then after that, Frank Clark said, "Hello, Moto." And yeah, it was pick city. So I do like Denver's defense, but not at this type of rostership. Only in tournaments. Only in tournaments. Yeah, big time in cash.
But as far as for tournaments, I think there's one play period, and that's the Arizona defense.
7%. That's sexy. Yeah,
that's the only play I want from this entire game.
I might.
I'm saying no to all of them. I'm going to disagree. No,
Hopkins. Look at the leverage though. He's so optimal. He's 13% optimal rate.
Oh man, that's nice.
I know.
As a one-off play, play.
Oh yeah, totally just naked as shit, running free in the woods.
yeah. Put Nuke in your pool. That's fine. That's
okay.
A good
That's
play.
it. That's all right. Good. Yeah. I feel
you get one.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about this game. My first lineup. I did build. I changed it around. It had 5 players from this game in it.
That was the stack that I made. Yes.
Yeah. So let's talk about this game. We both really love this game, and there's not that much rostership. No one knows about this game, right? No one besides Derrick Henry. No one knows about this game.
Derrick Henry definitely knows about this.
Okay, fine. There's people know about this game, but still, no one knows. I mean, Chig, 13%. That's kind of high.
Yeah, you can fade that.
Yeah, it's really high.
I love Chig, but that's too high.
Yeah, I love Chig too. 13% for Austin. I'm okay with that. Justin Herbert.
That's amazing.
Justin
Herbert. Oh my God.
I tweeted out earlier.
Best quarterback of the week.
I might have 151 out of 150 lineups with Herbert this week. I might just go full Herbie. I don't know. How are you stacking him if we do go full Herbie?
This is my game stack. It is the Sega Genesis Mega Game Second Mortgage stack.
Okay, I want to hear it.
Herbert, Eckler, Allen, Williams, and Henry. It leaves you 4 spots to fill with 3,300 per left.
That is an expensive stack. I like it though. Derrick Henry.
That's the stack to rule all the stacks.
It's the super stack.
And you can't tell me that the upside is not there.
No.
Because Herbert, is going to throw the ever-living piss out of the ball in this game because they already struggle to run the ball. And the Titans already shut down the run. And we just saw them do to Miami's secondary last week with all these weapons active. They all ate. Every single one of them ate and hit value. Herbert hit value. Herbert looked like an alien out there making all sorts of crazy throws. And then we just saw Derrick Henry put up 120 rushing yards in the first half against the Jags. And now he gets one of the worst run defenses again this week.
Yeah. No, this is
so
an optimal game.
Derrick Henry might go completely bonkers, and it still might not be enough to win the game because of how much octane this offense for Los Angeles has.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm also going to do a skinny stack with either Keenan Allen. Skinny meaning only 4 players. Yeah. Sorry. Skinny,
slightly less rotund.
right. Not as bulgy. Like, little less whitey bulgery. So
Mark Bulger, Whitey Bulger, I don't give a shit.
You know what? Thing about that, he was part of that MK Ultra fucking thing. You've heard about those tests the CIA did on people?
Nope.
So was Kaczynski.
I know what you're talking about.
You should look into it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about either. You should check it out. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's almost
I
like
only did my college thesis centered around the CIA, so I don't know what you're talking about.
You know what you're talking about? JFK.
It might have been about the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Listen, this show is going to get banned. We're going to get banned now in Joe Biden's America. We are going to get kicked off of the tube. No, I'm kidding. Any other we're not one-offing this. This is going to kind of be our stack. Would you play Tannehill over Goff this week in redraft? I mean, what do I do?
No, you don't. No, you don't.
I know.
Neither one of them are in a good spot this week, really.
It's terrible. I mean, it's him. It's
Andy
Dalton. Huntley.
Technically, you can't play either one of them. Right. So you play the better guy this year, and the guy playing better right now, which is Goff.
Yeah.
So yes, even though I'd probably go off to the waiver wire and see if there's somebody laying around there that had a better matchup. You can't play Tannehill over anybody right now.
Yeah, I'm with you. Let me tell you about a 5% roster tight end here, Gerald Everett. The Titans are not good against tight ends, so that's helpful for him. I do think having Mike Williams back will kind of give him some openings this week. And the Titans give up around 15.5 points per game, 900 yards, 6 touchdowns, 75.
My only pushback is the way that the Chargers run their offense is that their tight end only really comes into play in the receiving game when Keenan Allen isn't playing. So since Keenan Allen came back, it's been a lot less of Gerald Everett because Keenan Allen in that slot role is basically their tight end.
Right. No one's as fast as Keenan Allen in the slot. You can't.
He's too quick. He's too good. He's too shifty. He understands coverages too well. And of course, he's got like this telepathic connection with Justin Herbert, which is magic to watch.
He just flicks him the ball when he's on scramble drill.
Did you see that out route last week where they both pointed back at each other like, holy crap, dude.
I can't believe you threw that. And he's like, I can't believe you caught that.
Yeah, it went right through.
It was like, no, it was you.
It made the defender look like he wasn't even there, even though he was in Keenan Allen's pocket.
Well, it was the same for that A.J. Brown touchdown in the end zone.
Yeah.
He just went up and caught it like right here. And the guy's jersey was like right here, and he caught it right here. It's like, it's the same. Like, hey, let me rest my hands on your shoulder. Let my head on your shoulder. It's like, what? So,
yeah, I'm in love with the Herbert play this week with any of those receiving options. Like I'm playing that mega stack, but I'm also playing skinnier versions of it with Eckler stacked with him, with Williams and Allen and a little Everett, a little bit of Palmer even just to feel something.
Okay.
I also like the Chargers defense. That's kind of a weird tournament play in case they're able to just load the box and stop Derrick Henry, kind of like the Jags did in the second half last week. That is on tape. I don't know if they can do it with their personnel, but they're going to try. They're going to try to just throw everybody in the box and force Tannehill to beat them with no wide receivers.
We'll see if they can do it. I do have a surprise for you. See if this works. Can you see this?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Are we building the Millie?
Yeah. I can't see on my screen now. It took me and you away. So, like, I can't manage ours.
Well, we look great, so you just keep going.
Okay. All right. But I can do this. So
we look sexy.
Okay, well, we've got one more game left, and then we'll build the Millie. I just wanted to tease it. But let's talk about this.
We're going to build
game.
the most leveraged, nasty Millie lineup ever.
Listen, we used to do it all last year, and I realized it might have been when you kind of got converted to become a GPP bang bro, because you know when you get the Millie, you're a cash king, right? But when you get the taste of the GPP, you don't win as much money, but the rides are just they're crazy.
Oh, and
right?
and when you hit, it feels so good.
Oh yeah, you're the man.
This show is off the rails with double entendre.
Right. Oh man. Yeah. If we ever win something, oh no.
There will be signs.
It'll be planes flying over my house. They'll be able to read it in Christmas lights on
Get
my
to the
roof.
chopper now.
Right. Yeah. I am number one stunner. So. This game 45-point total, right? Which I love. I don't think it gets there with Tampa Bay though. Their offense is not good. Their run game non-existent. Their offensive line really bad, and Cincinnati has a solid defense.
But they're playing one of the best offenses in the league. Yeah, Cincinnati.
That might be the leverage, bro.
Because they're too expensive. They are. Why are they 3,600? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no, they're just trying to fuck them, get them out of the. They don't want to. There's like no one will play them. You know, one of those like.
I think I know where you're going with this though, because you're a Joe Mixon fan this week.
I am a Joe Mixon fan this week because look at this. Look, Bo.
Yeah.
Bo, I can't even like Tony Pollard. 14%, 9%, whatever. Okay. Makes sense. 7,100, still priced at whatever, 9%, whatever it was. Joe Mixon at 72. Right, you got a not so healthy Boyd, a not so healthy Higgins. No
leverage, and Chase is chalky as hell.
Right, and then Chase is the most rostered guy in this game. Behind, you got Godwin, and then Higgins, right? And I mean, he's all the way down here. I mean, what are we doing here? Rashad White is the same rostership as him.
I like it a lot.
Yeah. So. For me, if we say we do the Millie,
you can just carry that stack right over to our Millie lineup because I like it. It's a leverage bomb.
Yeah, it really is. And then not that I don't like anything else in this game, but
a good old fashioned pick six from Tom Brady, and we got nuts.
Oh right. Okay, so let's just start there. All right, you start with your defense, and let's put Mixon in the flex because maybe. Well,
it's a late game.
You want to do? What do you think?
Oof.
You want to make one of your RBs?
Millie, I kind of want to go 3 wide or 4 wide.
Okay, you want to go big? Okay, so I was wondering if it was a wide receiver weekend or if it was.
It kind of is.
Okay.
But although I do have some lineups with 3 running backs, it's harder for me to do that in a GPP.
Yeah. No, it does make sense. I'm gonna do this in the GPP.
Yes.
Right away.
Yes.
From the beginning. All right. We can talk about other stuff. I was thinking this as well.
Ooh.
Is this working for you so far?
Yeah, but I don't know if I want to do the Derrick Henry in that tournament.
All right, let's get him out then. He's gone.
I'd rather do the Miles Sanders.
Miles Sanders. Oh yeah. Well then, because we don't get that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to put Mixon, Sanders, and him in. So I couldn't. Yeah, I forgot we weren't doing that. So yeah, this is good.
Are you kosher with that?
100%.
It looks
1,000 fucking percent.
Now we need some high upside receivers.
Yeah, I would build this by myself. You know what I mean? Like, there's no, we're together. We're simpatico.
So who are those big leverage receivers? Kendrick Bourne, CD. Oh yeah, CD's chalky as hell, but my God.
Well, no one else really is with our stacks. So
right. But Keenan a little bit, but not terrible.
Well, Not terrible. And that leaves us 8 point. Wait. I got another guy.
8,300 total. Yeah.
Hold on. Right.
Oh.
Is that wrong? Is it too? Are we eating into CD with this? You know what I
A
mean?
little bit. Let's go
Okay.
back to those wide receivers. I want,
Okay.
Like cross out CD. I'd rather have Schultz and CD in this particular lineup because around CD are some better receiver plays.
Okay. So now,
Wide receiver. You know what I'm thinking?
Mike
Do you know
Williams?
what I'm thinking? Well, you can do the double stack.
Yeah, no.
But you can also go up there to your boy, Mr. Leverage in the desert, DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
then you have a $3,500 flex play, which could be anybody.
Well, except for Elijah Moore because he's 3,600. But
Yeah, and dead.
yeah. What about? Would you do Terrace Marshall against the Pittsburgh terrible? Because Chenault's questionable. Noah Brown maybe.
I like
Nelson,
that one.
Who are we? Amari Rogers.
Yeah. Let's see. Rogers or Dorsett is the question.
I mean, Rogers looked like every time he caught the ball, he was like angry and like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
He got tossed in the waste bin in Green Bay, despite being a pretty high draft pick.
So Dorsett had 3 targets, 2 targets. So
Yeesh, not great.
not great. Let's look.
Rogers had 5 last week.
Yeah, he had 5 targets, 57. He got a tutty. I mean, he's young. He's strong.
And that game script, he's gonna get some work.
Yeah, I like it, dude. I think we're gonna do it.
Oh, left some 300 bills on the
That's
table.
Good. That's good. That's some differentiation there. So we're gonna roll with Herbert, Mixon. Don't dupe us, bro. Sanders, Allen, Hopkins, Bourne, Schultz, and Amari Rogers. Bengals D. Let's do it. Let's go.
$20 hairs.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta do it. You know what I mean? So yeah. Well, thank you. Run the Sims. We didn't even run the Sims. We can run them now, though. Let's run the Sims. And
see if there's anything even better.
Yeah.
Better cheddar.
I don't think Jacoby Myers is going to play, right?
I
don't think he is, but
he's still questionable.
Yeah.
I don't like
Broncos D.
Yeah,
They
I don't
have
like
the Titans D. That's terrible. Well, Panthers D.
Oh, yeah.
Garrett Wilson.
ETN and Henry with Chris Moore, Garrett Wilson. Jacoby Myers, man, what the hell are they smoking?
I don't know. We got to go.
I liked him last week until he got ruled out.
Look, he's in. We gotta change the min on the players. So hold on. Go to 35, and that will do it. That'll get rid of him because he was in like 100% of the lineups for cheap reasons. Okay. Oh, they got Amari Rogers in there. Latavius, Kelsey, Dak, CD. They got way too much. They love Jordan Akins. Jacoby Myers. I'm out on Jacoby Myers. That's bothering me.
Triggered.
Yeah, I need to go and see Jacoby and just let him down easy. Be like, hey, bro, it's not you. It's me. Going 10%, bro. Going 10%. Sorry. Get him out of there. I just can't have him in there anymore. All right.
Make him go away.
Make him leave, homie.
That put in some more Dalton Schultz for you too.
It did. It put in some more Amari Rogers. You see N.Z. Jones is in as well. Keenan Allen, Dorsett, Austin Eckler. This lineup is nasty. It does have the 2 running backs and then Austin Eckler. I love that stack with Herbert. That's a really good stack too. A little Keenan Allen, Austin Eckler, Justin
Yep.
Herbert stack. That might be the nuts with Carolina's defense too. That's a good lineup. I'll play that in GPP. I'm going to leave this up and play it in the 50-cent tournament. You can play it too, man. We'll have the 10,000. Each get $5,000. We'll dance around
here.
On stage.
Hold it. Let me put a lineup in here.
I gotta find myself. Oh, here I am.
Where am I? What's my motivation?
I told you I closed the window change. Now I'm back. I can see us.
All right.
We do look good.
Herbert. Which one is it? One was Carolina there. Herbert, Etienne, Henry.
Yeah, Herbert, Etienne, Henry, Chris Moore, Keenan Allen. It's got Philip Dorsett in there too. Maybe not, and Jordan Akins. I would take those out, but
that's a lot of Texans.
A lot of Texans. I think Jordan Akins at his price is good. Maybe not Philip Dorsett. Maybe pivoting to someone else.
I'd pivot on Chris Moore. He's too chalky.
Yeah, Chris Moore. Yeah, get rid of Chris Moore, and you got a little more money too. But I like Austin Eckler in there a lot. Jacoby Myers keeps coming.
They love that Jacoby Myers.
They do. I don't know.
Who's the tight end? Akins.
Akins is the tight end. I think he's 2,700 maybe. Not too expensive.
27. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
He's
scoring points. It's wild.
This might be the lineup minus Pacheco. Herbert, Henry, Dorsett, Zay Jones, Allen, Akins, Austin Eckler, Denver D. I mean, like Denver's D, but no. Excellent, sir. Well,
lots of good stuff.
It's been a great show. Please go follow Bo_McBigTime. He's Bo McBrayer to us all. He writes for Fantasy Pros. He works with me at Nimble W Numbers, IBT Media, Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Basically, their DFS arm right now. The Apple with the baby's arm with the Apple. And then go follow Chalk Block. Right, we'll get a sexier picture up. Let's do this. We'll take a sexy screen grab right now. I'm gonna stop the screen share, and then I'm gonna do one. So I'll take my glasses off, Bo. Let's be sexy. I like it. All right. It's definitely sexy. I took it of us. So we'll put it as our new header on the tweeters. Anything else, Bo, for the people, for the good of the order? Anything else you want to share?
No. Everything's great.
You lost last week in the Clash, so that's something that happened.
Yeah, it really fucking sucked.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie, that the guy that I was $100 short of being able to reach was the guy that beat me.
Ooh, was that Chris Moore? You talked about it on the show. You knew he was going to hit, maybe not that well, but you were like,
Well, no, it was. I had. He was 34. I had 3,300 left.
And you went Dorsett at 30.
I had to. I was like, I don't want to do Dorsett, but
yeah. Well, this week I've got him again. So,
but overall, last week was my best DFS week in 2.5 years.
Congratulations, sir.
It's big lineups. Lineups.
I like it.
Huge.
Let's get out there and win some money this week, and we'll see you guys in the winner's circle. That's a
Get
place.
to cash and carpe that diem.
Yeah, seriously.